Everyone, welcome back! Welcome back to the Gintama Arc Review series. I hope you can enjoy your stay here. Go ahead, grab a cup of wine? Or coffee? Sorry, that's the only two beverages we sell here. Anyway, we don't sell it, we serve it, I'm sorry. We're going to be discussing the Ghost Ryokan arc of Gintama, which covers 6 manga chapters and 4 anime episodes. In this arc, we've got stands, apparently, spirits, apparently, and a hot spring? Yes. And then we have the intro that I'm supposed to play. You know what to do, editor. An old acquaintance of Otose appears, and her name is Oiwa. Our group arrives at Senbokyo Hot Springs, located far, far into the mountains, because all the other hot springs in the area were booked up. In the beginning, Gin and Shin are both equally, well, maybe not equally, Gin might be a little bit more, terrified that there may be ghosts roaming the onsen where they were supposed to be spending their vacation. In fact, Gin becomes so terrified that he starts to gaslight himself to believe that the ghosts aren't actually ghosts. The spirits aren't spirits. They're stands. Like from JoJo, stands. Yes. But yeah, it is honestly really surreal to see JoJo references in media that was made in the 2000s, when the first adaptation of JoJo wasn't even a thing yet. It's so crazy to think that JoJo's been going on since the 90s, or is it the 80s? From their group, only Gin and Shin can see the stands, which is later explained to be because they, more so Gin's aptitude for being able to see, communicate, and resist the stands was suitable. Also, it's not like Gin just suddenly got this ability, because you'd be questioning why hasn't he seen spirits before? And that's because this area is actually strongly magnetized, meaning spirits are able to show themselves to the people on Earth that aren't dead yet. Well, certain people, but all I'm saying is it's cool little lore. Areas that are strongly magnetized, spirits can show up for some people. It's pretty cool. Eventually though, Shinpachi, Otose, and Kagura are all possessed, leaving their bodies to ceaselessly partake in an endless game of Uno. Editor, you know what to do. By the way, Uno is canon now. That is a canon game that exists. But they're possessed by His Excellency, which is apparently a reference to a Japanese heavy metal band in the 80s? Gin is left though, reason being Oiwa needs more staff and he's the perfect fit. Unfortunately though, Oiwa doesn't follow Jisha standards. He's forced to work tirelessly for days on end, with the only payment he receives being peanuts. Yeah, peanuts. Terrible working conditions all around. While we're on that topic, though, spirits can eat and drink? What? So, for someone who doesn't have the ability to see stands, would that just look like the food is disappearing? I guess. Within the first few days of the job, Gin discovers the brief trio, which we've got Oda Nobunaga, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, and Mitsuhide Akechi? Yes, I got it right. Man, I'll tell you what, I didn't know a thing about these guys besides a tiny, tiny bit about Oda Nobunaga. But after I came out of this arc, I'd say I was like here on the knowledge about these 3 individuals, and now I'm maybe here. Not a lot, but I know the basics about who they are, okay? In any case, with all my knowledge that I acquired upon their introduction, their whole scene following that was just hilarious. And then in the end, when Saint Francis Xavier, who comes in with the damn shotgun and just kills people or I guess doesn't kill them. They're already dead. But Francis Xavier, the dude who introduced Christianity to Japan, just figured that out too, by the way, just comes in here as a force of nature, an absolute force of chaotic neutral, I guess? Having reached the peak of his ability to contain his rage, Gintoki and Rei team up. Oh, I don't think I introduced Rei yet, but Rei is like the ghost girl who he is kind of like his co-worker for this arc. Rei and Gintoki end up teaming up to start a revolution against Oiwa. It doesn't go quite well, unfortunately. They are double-crossed by the Brief Trio. Wait, if they're not on their side in the first place, would that be a triple cross? Because I think a double cross is... Hold on. Oh god. Okay. What? The little side tangent here, but triple cross. When you agree to double cross someone with a third party, but instead you cross the third party, in effect you've double crossed a potential double crosser. So I think that's what's going on. I think that's what's going on with the Brief Trio here. Because they were... Oh, my brain can't handle this. My brain. Okay, so the Brief Trio were originally working with Oiwa, but then Gin kind of shows up and he's like, hey, let's double cross Oiwa. And then they double crossed the potential double crosser being Gintoki. So they triple cross Gintoki and send him to Spirit Jail. Or no, they send Rei to Spirit Jail. Gintoki just goes to normal jail. Later on, Oiwa receives a call from Otose, wondering what's going on with the Yorozuya. How are they doing? Are they performing up to her standards? And she kind of tells her, I'm gonna steal Gintoki away like you stole my husband away all those years ago. And we get a little tiny flashback of Otose and Oiwa's past, which is a little bit of a teaser for the big 4 Divas arc coming soon. And I'm hyped for that. But yeah, in that call, I love it because Otose is just Gintoki's hype man. Or hype woman, I guess. The whole time, she's just like, yeah, I mean, you can try. You can try to hold Gintoki back. You can try to tame him. But he's a wild beast. He's a wild animal. You could not tame this man. You can beat him down as much as you want, but you cannot break him. He's unbreakable. Later on, though, once Oiwa finds out Kagura, Shin, and Otae's spirits are roaming the inn, she says in a surprised manner that they went out of their way to become stands because they wanted to help them. And I'm here like, no shit? Why wouldn't they? They're friends of Gintoki. Did she think they would just go on with their life as spirits or something? Did she think they just abandoned their friend? Granted, she did just figure out what happens when a spirit possesses a body, which, again, you'd think she would already know, but maybe there's something I'm misunderstanding here. I don't know. Correct me in the comments if I'm not understanding something correctly, but that just sounds like a little bit of an odd line. Anyway, though. Later on, we figure out, with the help of Otae, Kagura, Shinpachi, all them, Gintoki is able to escape his jail, and he's also able to figure out the key to letting these lost souls ascend to heaven, which he does with 1,000 winds, performed wonderfully by himself. Here's a clip of me singing along with him. I've become 1,000 winds. Alright, that's enough of that. No joke though, that song was wonderful. I absolutely loved that scene. That scene is so good. When Gintoki, Kagura, and all them are just like singing 1,000 winds, you know? Like, it's good. It's really good. But Oiwa ain't having this. Oiwa ain't having shit. So, eventually, Gin is cornered by the mistress of the onsen. And she turns into this huge hulking figure. It's funny I say hulking because she literally turns into what is equivalent to the Hulk's strength. Her stand is absolutely all-powerful, but so is Gintoki's. Gintoki comes out with a stand, with the power of a stand to match even hers. So they get into this huge brawl, this huge fisticuffs, punches are flying, Gomu Gomu no Gatlings are flying, Gin's going into second stand. Like, shit is going off the rails here. He's switching bodies, Kagura takes over, Otose takes over. She has a Rasengan of dark matter. I don't know how she does it, but she does it. She's not in her own body and she can create it. Otose is just like a god. She's like a god of this dark matter. Otose has awakened her devil fruit at this point. She's got the dark matter Nomi. She's got the Rasengan going. It's nuts. This fight is absolutely insane. But eventually, we come to a standstill where they question each other's ideals, okay? So she exclaims her reason for running this inn is because spirits exist which haven't had the ability to reach heaven yet, since their ties to this world are too strong. And Gin counters by saying, no, lady, you are the one not allowing them entrance. You are the one standing at the top of the stairway to heaven and kicking them all the way back down. She isn't allowing them to come to terms that they're dead, leading them along in a not-so-blissful ignorance. In the end, it's revealed that all the spirits weren't ascending to heaven, also Oiwa wouldn't be lonely, rather than what Oiwa was under the guise of, which was keeping them here so she wouldn't experience that dreadful loneliness. Same result, different motivations. Maybe when Gintoki did his song, they all realized he would finally save her, which is why they let themselves go to heaven. Also, Rei, Oiwa's daughter, stayed behind to work with her and continue helping the spirits reach heaven like they did back in the old days. The reason Rei didn't ascend with them is because without Rei, her daughter figure, the only connection to an actual human she has besides Otose, Oiwa's loneliness would once again arise and leave us back to where we started. Rei will most likely be working with Oiwa until she eventually meets the end of her natural life. Only then can she, at last, sever the final tie she has to this earth and reach heaven. Alright everyone, that will be the Ghost Ryokan arc. I think this is probably my favorite arc so far. Genuinely, I don't know about favorite. Hold on, let me get my top list really quick. So at the very, very top, I have the Yagyu arc. And under that, Guardian Dog, and then Hasegawa Prosecution. Wow, that arc's pretty high, damn. Do I think it is better than Guardian Dog? I think it is better than Hasegawa Prosecution. Better than Guardian Dog or better than Yagyu? Oh, man. That's hard. That's really hard. Oh, my God. No. No, I think Yagyu still tops. But damn, this arc got close. Number 2. We got a new number 2, and that is the Ghost Ryokan arc. Sorry, this arc has a weird name. What does Ryokan even mean? Hold on. A Ryokan is a type of traditional Japanese inn that typically features tatami-matted rooms, communal baths, and other public areas where visitors may wear yukata and talk with the owner. There we go. That makes sense. Anyway, the Ghost Ryokan arc, since it is in the top 2, that's a 9.5. Don't worry, I am giving out 10s, just nothing has really warranted a 10 out of 10. But I got a strange feeling 4 Divas might feel that. Fantastic arc all around. I love this arc to death. Very few criticisms I can even think of. The only one that really comes up to my head right now is the little moment where Oiwa, I'm wondering why Oiwa wouldn't know spirits get sent out of the body when they're possessed, and why she was just wondering why they would help Gintoki, right? Other than that, the comedy pretty much hit the whole time. That's pretty much it. I love Rei. Oh, that's something. Oh, Rei, we never get to see these characters again. I think this is the only time they show up. That really sucks. I was so excited. I remember when I first watched this arc, I was so excited to see Rei again. We got a ghost girl in the anime. We got a ghost girl. I was so excited. And people were even saying in the comments of this Crunchyroll comments, they were saying, oh my god, Rei could be a love interest for Gintoki, which she could have, but now Well, I mean, maybe not because she's a ghost. She's a ghost, so that wouldn't go too well. But now she never appears again. That's so sad. Sorry if I'm spoiling you. And I guess I'm not sorry because don't get your hopes up for something that won't happen. Ray doesn't come back. I'm sorry for anyone hoping Ray would come back. But that's not really a criticism. That's just a criticism of overall Gintama, not just this arc Gintama. I wish she did come back. Same with Kirara and Urara from the previous arc. Aw, but that's it. That's going to be it, everyone. Have a wonderful day. I will go down. Why are you still here? Leave.